Salva have signed a deal aimed at ending almost 5 years of civil war in the country. The deal includes a ceasefire agreement that takes effect 72 hours from the signing. It also looks to establish a unity government for a period of 36 months. The agreement is further aimed at reopening humanitarian corridors and facilitating the release of political prisoners. Kiran Machar met for the first time in nearly 2 years last week. The war that started in 2013 has left tens of thousands of people dead and about 4 million people displaced. Well, let's talk more about this with Dr. Awol Allo, who's a lecturer in law and commentator on African affairs. He joins us from Newcastle. Good to speak to you. So, multiple attempts at peace deals have failed in the past. What will be different this time round?
Well, I think the international community has been expressing its frustration with the two factions of South Sudan, particularly the Security Council of the United Nations and the United States have been threatening the parties to impose sanctions against them in the event that they don't reach a peace agreement. There was already a peace agreement in place, a comprehensive peace deal that was sponsored by the United States and Great Britain. Negotiated with the support of the intergovernmental authority called IGAD, an East African intergovernmental body. But the two factions have not been able to move forward for a range of different reasons. And I think this fact that they are being threatened by the US and the Security Council, which would be a sanction under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, making it impossible for any country to work with them. So that may be one of the incentives why they are coming to the negotiating table now.
And what do you make of the agreement?
I think the argument tends to be or tries to be as comprehensive as it can be, given the ways in which in the past the international community dealt with transitional society. But I think there is something very specific about South Sudan, which is not necessarily encapsulated by that peace agreement. This is particularly around two institutions that were envisioned as part of the transition. That is the reconciliation, the National Reconciliation and Healing process, and the hybrid international court that is meant to ensure accountability of individuals who were involved in these atrocities. Now, the problem really is that it is very difficult to reconcile those two processes, particularly in countries like South Sudan that are just beginning to establish institutions of justice.
Well, thank you very much for that. That's all the time we have.